Dwayne, I love you, but please take a break. Skyscraper is directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber and stars Dwayne Johnson, and this is his third movie in the last 6 months. This movie is about a man who is tasked to check the maintenance of this brand new skyscraper, and he's checking to see, making sure that it's up and running, and so they can open up the new floors on the top and make sure that it's the biggest building in the world. He has a prosthetic leg, which is made in the trailer to look like an important thing, and it is an important thing because the opening of this movie is very intense. And it shows how he gets the prosthetic leg. And his family is there. One thing leads to another, and Dwayne Johnson's family is trapped inside of the skyscraper as it's being taken over by terrorists, so it's basically just Die Hard. It's exactly the same thing as Die Hard. I didn't have too many expectations going into this movie. I really wasn't too excited. I was excited moderately. I love seeing Dwayne Johnson in these movies, and I really love seeing him, be charismatic and all that. But I unfortunately haven't gotten that from any of his movies this year. Both this and Rampage just feel like lifeless movies with very little to them besides the sheer purpose of making money, and it just seems like that's all they're meant to do, and there's no real talent behind them. Rampage had some exciting action scenes, and this movie does too, but I just feel like both of these movies really can be like companion pieces of just like Dwayne Johnson's crappy 2018. They were both kind of financially unsuccessful, as we saw with Skyscraper's opening. It only made $25 million. That is a massive flop for the movie, and hopefully it's able to recoup some of that money overseas because in America it's pretty much DOA. Same thing happened with Rampage. It really didn't make that much money, but then you had Jumanji a few months ago, and that's one of the best movies of that year. It's so fun, it's so enjoyable, it's so fresh, it's so new. That movie's so good, but now you get these two movies that come out and they're just not great. This movie is better than Rampage, I will say that. I feel like the action's more intense and more exciting, and there are a lot of gasp moments in this movie where you're afraid he's gonna fall off the building or his family's gonna fall off the building. You have those moments in this movie that are impactful. I also really enjoyed one use of, there's this technology, you've probably seen in the trailer, there's this technology used in this sphere, and there's big mirrors that come up. The entire climax takes place there, and that was really enjoyable, and I loved seeing that because the whole end battle takes place there, and I thought that was very entertaining to watch because it was just so, it was one of the fresh things that the movie did. Dwayne Johnson can do no wrong. I really feel like he's good in this movie. He's good in Rampage as well. I just feel like he needs to take a step back and kind of stop for a bit. I feel like we've had too much Dwayne Johnson, and Kevin Hart is had the same thing where it's we're having too much Kevin Hart, please take a break. And then he did. And same thing with Dwayne Johnson now. I'm hoping we get into a little bit of a slump where we don't have too many Dwayne Johnson movies coming out back to back to back to back. And then for all I know, he could have a movie coming out in 2 months, and who knows? He probably does. I wouldn't be surprised. I thought his wife, Campbell, was really good. She was in the Scream movie. She was really good here as well. I thought she had some surprisingly really convincing action sequences, and she held her own against the terrorists as well, and I thought that was really good because you really don't see that a lot in these movies where the damsel in distress is actually kind of really useful and helpful. I thought that was kind of a new change of pace for this movie, and I thought that was enjoyable to watch. Overall, I can recommend Skyscraper if you really want to see some dumb, big, ridiculous action movie, because that's what this is, and it really does rip off pretty much everything that you've seen before, so it really brings nothing new, but it's Dwayne Johnson in a burning building. It's a lot of fun. What did you guys think of Skyscraper? Comment down below, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.